What's he going to do then? The same thing happened to other Universalists over the years. Because you see, when you start saying there's nothing to sell, no one wants to buy. It's a simple matter of economics. Nothing succeeds better, really, than selling celestial condos in the most desirable and exclusive neighborhood. Really. Only a few people will qualify for the mortgage on this property. Really. Do you want to be left out of this great? And you know what I mean. It really is a sales pitch. And I don't mean that it's disingenuous. But at root, it is, if you join my church, you get to live forever with God. How cool is that? And guess what? It won't be everyone. It'll just be us. But by letting anyone and everyone into heaven, well, that's about as appealing a religious idea as unifying school districts in Greater Grand Rapids. We don't want to hang around with just anyone. But that's the message. That's the message of universal salvation, something that's been part of this church for a very long time, said or unsaid, that everybody that is belongs to everybody else that is or was or will be, and there's no exile, no banishment, no one's going to hell. Wherever we're going, we're all going there, and you can't leave. We're all in it together, one for all for one. That's a tough message to preach because no one wants to be just like everybody else. Everyone wants to be above average. That's tough. And the hard part is, who wants to join a church? Why would you even bother joining the church if you know you're going to heaven? That's the real problem. Because if there's no prize at the end, why go at all? That's the challenge. That's the challenge. So I've got to give you an idea of why church matters, even if it has nothing to do with anything called an afterlife. And that's a challenge for us too. Because we have to find a way, once we take away the turnstiles of heaven and hell, to make a case for the religious life in general. For example, if there is no hell, and all of them, and there is only heaven for all of us, then why do we treat each other so dreadfully in life? Think about it. If we're all in it together, why is the living hell of the Congo taking place at all? Why is the purgatory of homophobia continuing? If everybody belongs to everybody else, why would we do this to ourselves? Why would we leave out the poor, the dark, the female, and other arbitrary portions of our community if we all knew we were going to spend eternity with all of them anyway? For us here, if we are true to this message of universalism, if we believe that everyone really is precious, then why don't we do more about it right now? And I don't mean just in the Congo. I mean right here. If everybody is precious, look around. How come we are so similar and not so diverse? That's a challenge for us. Where are the poor Fountain Streeters and the black Fountain Streeters and the unemployed Fountain Streeters and the teenage Fountain Streeters and the disabled Fountain Streeters? Yeah, there are a few. But in the end, we too suffer from the desire to be in a special community. We all have it. The challenge is always to be the grown-up, is what it comes down to. We all want to be children. We all want to be taken care of. We all want someone to look after us. We all want to be justified by someone else. But we're grown-ups in this room, right? We should be grown-ups. We should be able to stand up and say, it's not about me. It's about us. And when I mean us, I mean us. Everyone. In a sense, what I'm asking you to do is to think of this church and others like us as living out the words you heard at the beginning of the service. Prepare ye the way of the Lord, preparing us to think of a little further down the road than our own personal lives, than our own personal needs, than our own personal and sometimes childish wants. To prepare ourselves for a world in which we see each other not as taking one from another in some zero-sum game of justice, in some zero-sum game of wealth, in some zero-sum game of political rights, that every one of us matters, every one of us counts, every one of us belongs, and every time we don't do that, we cheapen and delay the outcome that we know we are capable of making. We are here to prepare the way for another generation to be better than us at this. We will not succeed, but our children can get another step along the way if we do it right, and their children will do better. We are here to prepare the way, to say there is a better world. It can happen. It won't happen today, but if we don't take the step today, it will not happen ultimately. We are here to prepare the way. We are here to do, in those words of Martin Luther King, to recognize that human salvation lies in the hands of the creatively maladjusted, which means we will not be satisfied with zero-sum options of some are in and some are out, and some are right and some are wrong, and some need to be rich and some have to be poor, and some need to be at war. We will not accept these options as being legitimate options anymore. They may be inevitable for today, but they are not inevitable forever. And if we are all in it together, if we all belong, if we all matter, if we all count, none of these disparities can be legitimated even today. We will not succeed, but we may not stop from trying to make them go away. Remember the words of Clarence Skinner: it is greatness or perish. Unless we ask ourselves to be better than we've ever imagined we can be, we will be no better than we are. We have to be better than we can imagine. We have to try to be better than that. We have to be the parent who washes the child because we love it, not the son who resents the younger one for getting the fatted calf. Universalism is hard, but in the end, it is the only thing that wins. For if we believe that everyone matters, that everyone counts, that everyone really is precious, then there really is hope, real hope, honest hope right now. Harvey Milk said, you got to give them hope. This is the hope. This is the hope that everyone is precious, everyone matters, everyone counts, everyone is loved, and it's our job to make that happen. John Murray, the pioneer of Universalism in America, gave up hope. He left his ministry and went off to America from England. He had lost his church, he had lost his friends, his wife had died of an illness. He was giving up the ministry altogether. He was going to America to get away from it all. He got on a boat. It went across the Atlantic Ocean and got stuck on a sandbar right off of Barnegat Bay in New Jersey. First of all, imagine being stuck in New Jersey. It's a little difficult already. But he was stuck on a boat there. And the boat had a dinghy, and they took all the people from the boat onto shore. And there on the shore was a man who had built a chapel. But there was no minister. And so John Murray, the Universalist from England, asked, why is there no minister here? And the man who built it said, I built it in the hope that someday someone preaching universal salvation would come and fill the pulpit. I kid you not, this actually happened. And he preached a sermon, and the Universalist Church of America came to birth because John Murray resumed his hope. He decided the hope was larger than the despair. And that's the only message Fountain Street has to offer, that it is greatness or perish. It is hope or die. It is everyone or no one. It is one for all and all for one, or there is no reason to believe in this life. The message of Fountain Street Church is, you all come! Because you all matter. We need you all, each and every one of you, to save the world. And that's what Rob Bell has discovered. Glad to have you with us. Now, let's save the world. Amen. Aren't you dear to be so kind to me? There's the kindness in your mercy right there. There's a wideness in your mercy like the wideness of the sea. There's a kindness in your justice which is more than liberty. For the love of God is broader than the measures of our minds, and the heart of the eternal is most wonderfully kind. What a great text. Shall we sing it together? Hear these words of John Murray, the pioneer universalist in America. Go out into the highways and byways. Give the people something of your vision. You may possess a small light, but uncover it. Let it shine. Use it to bring more light and understanding to the hearts and minds of men and women. Give them not hell, but hope and courage. Preach the kindness and everlasting love that is the only wise God. Amen and amen.